Aylesbury News Weekly Roundup. Hello and welcome to Aylesbury News Weekly Roundup. We started the week with news about an application has been put in for demolition of an Aylesbury eyesore, which is the old driving test centre down New Street. Application to knock them down and build 27 flats in its place. More flats. Lovely. They're also on about knocking down the adjacent building near Sainsbury's car park. So along with the new 9 flats being built on the Sainsbury's car park and 27 over the other side, that makes a grand total of 36 all told. 36 flats in Aylesbury town centre. Then there was a report about disability hate crime has doubled over the last year. The hate crime could be violence, verbal abuse, assault, harassment and stalking. All these sort of things have happened to disabled people, and it's doubled in size over a year. Not a good state of play. Don't see why people want to pick on disabled people. Quite a despicable act really. But in saying that, disabled people are just like us. They could be arseholes too. So I'm not saying it's just our fault. Normal people. But they can be arseholes just as much as we can. So some of it might be argument. Some sad news this week. Peter's, the barbers and hairdressers up the town there, is closing down after being in Aylesbury operating in Aylesbury for 67 years. I remember Peter's when it was down New Street. Been there for donkey's years. Shame to see it go, but obviously circumstances have changed, business rates have changed and everything else, and obviously time for them to move on or sell up. There's over 20 children waiting for foster care in Buckinghamshire. Foster care is an important part before finding these children a permanent home, and it's like a stepping stone for them. It's somewhere for them. They need a loving home to stay while they're waiting for a family to come along and say we would like to adopt these children, which the council is trying to break down barriers and encourage people either to foster or adopt. They're holding some drop-in information sessions and some information sessions if you're interested. The first one is on Tuesday the 6th of November at Chesham Town Hall. Then the next one is Monday the 3rd of December at Green Park, Aston Clinton. And then Tuesday 16th of October at the County Hall. This week the David Bowie statue uptown got vandalised yet again with blue paint, but this time it wasn't just the David Bowie statue. There was the doors opposite the statue and the window of the shop on the corner down towards the Snug. Pretty pointless really. The story pointed out that the actual statue was actually made and created by crowdfunding money, didn't cost any taxpayers money at all, but this mindless vandalism is now costing the taxpayers money to get it cleaned, to get the police investigate it and everything else. It costs you, the taxpayer, money. But the update to this story is they have arrested a man for the vandalism of the David Bowie statue. More GPs across Bucks are going to have extended hours, opening from 8 AM to 8 PM, and some Saturday and Sunday appointments. They're not saying all GPs in Buckinghamshire. They're saying you have to ask your GP to say if they are one of the GPs with these extended hours. A good idea, providing they can find the doctors that are willing to stay behind on these extra hours. Also, it helps people who can't get time off work, and by the time they finish work it's 6-7 o'clock at night. It gives them more flexibility to get appointments to see their doctor. So if you ask your local GP or local surgery if they're doing the extended hours, they will tell you if they are or not. This week there's a report about more children in Bucks exposed to animal cruelty images and videos online than ever before, the generation before them, because this sort of technology we have now with social media and everything else wasn't around a generation ago. So they're being exposed to animal cruelty online, and they're worried it's going to desensitise kids to making them think that it's okay to be cruel to animals when it isn't. But on the other hand, they could see these images and go, oh my god, that's awful, they're doing to this poor animal. It's a double-edged sword. It's exposing them to it, but then they're seeing the cruelty that's happening and they might want to help, and they might see the cruelty and think, aha, I might have a go. If they do, then they must have something wrong up here. But it's a double-edged sword. Five masked men broke into a woman's home. Why she was at home is she was an 85-year-old woman. They broke in, threatened her, told her to be quiet. They went around her home, stole some jewellery and a substantial amount of money and left. Thankfully the woman wasn't injured, but to me that's a despicable act. An old age pensioner, they break in and take all her money and her jewellery. This happened in Western Turville on the Wendover Road. What a despicable act. There's no respect for elders nowadays, and it's pretty disgusting. There was a man who was hired to remove a load of rubbish that had been fly tipped, and instead of taking the rubbish away in his lorry or van, he just shoveled it up and shoveled it into the hedge so it wasn't so it couldn't be seen. Unfortunately for this man, well, not unfortunate really, but the council had set up a camera there to take pictures because it was becoming a popular spot for people dumping things, and they saw what he did and caught him. When he was in court, he said he had a bad back and didn't want to shovel it all on to his lorry and then go to the tip and shovel it all off again. So he just shoveled it into the hedge. This cost him nearly £1,000 in fines, and he got the same fines and charges as anyone that would be fly tipping in Bucks. And you're ruining the countryside by doing this and costing the taxpayers money. So it don't matter who you are, if you fly tip, you fly tip. You get caught, you get fined. Almost 1 in 3 children in Aylesbury Vale finishing primary school are obese or overweight. The story goes on and says the most affected areas are people that are on low incomes or living on the poverty line. And the problem is junk food comes cheap because it is junk. Cooked in fat, cooked fast, quick and easy for kids, and cheap. So they can grab it quick, eat it quick and keep going. Unfortunately, healthier food does cost money, and unfortunately that's the way it is. They are trying to tackle this problem, but it's going to be an uphill struggle because it's been a thing that's been on the agenda for years. The government have brought in a sugar tax and other things they're planning to do to try and get the sugar intake down, but it's going to be an uphill struggle. It's not just down to the government and the food regulators, it's also down to the parents and the children. 2 men were stopped and searched on Walton Street in the week, allegedly had drugs on them and have been charged with possession of a Class B drug. They're both being released on bail. Neither of these offenders were from Aylesbury. The Buckinghamshire Healthcare Trust, NHS Trust, made more than £800,000 by charging staff for parking. Now, to me that's wrong, because the NHS, the people that work in the NHS do a wonderful job looking after people all of the time. They're hard working, and yet they have to pay to park their car. There should be a dedicated area for staff parking where they can park for free. They shouldn't have to pay. That's disgraceful. The figures showed that the NHS Trust raked in £851,860 in the year up to March. These were for penalty fines for people who have overstayed and for NHS staff. Now, I think the NHS staff should have their own car park and be able to park free of charge. To me that's disgusting. Let me know what you think, and if it let me know what you think, and we'll look into this. And if you think it's disgusting that the staff have to pay for their car parking, let me know. I will look into it more. I will go up and ask them, why are you charging your staff who look after the people of Buckinghamshire to pay to have their car parked? It's just downright ludicrous. Let me know. Put your comments down below. Today up the town at the Bucks County. Today up in town, a new expedition has opened up in the Bucks County Museum. There's little love hearts being made, embroidered with pictures that predict the World War I, whether it be a soldier or a hero or a battle, someone flying a flag, men in the trenches. It could be one of many things. It could be a Union Jack, could be people going across on boats, many other things. Half terms here, want to have something to do with the kids? There you go. This World War I exhibition is on at the Bucks County Museum. Here at Aylesbury News, we always support our local independent businesses, but they need your help too. So don't forget to pop in and check it out. You've been watching Aylesbury News Weekly Roundup. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and don't forget to share and like our videos.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave comments below. Oh, don't forget to share and like our videos. Thank you.